guys. Welcome back to Beth's Naughty Reads. I'm Beth Lamontagne, and today I'm going to get a little naughty telling you guys about Missy Walker's Forbidden Lust. Before I jump into the book, I want to give you guys a reminder and a request to go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook under Beth's Naughty Reads. Also, please take a moment to thumb up this episode and also subscribe to my channel if you have not yet so that you get notifications of when new episodes drop. So today we're reviewing a book by Missy Walker, who is an Australian author who writes kissing books with equal parts angst and steam. She says she has stories about billionaires, forbidden romance, and second chances rolling around in her mind, probably more than they ought to. We're going to be looking at her book today called Forbidden Lust. Forbidden Lust is book one of a 6-book series in the Elite Men of Manhattan series. Book one and two, Forbidden Lust and Forbidden Love, is a complete duology following the story of Lourdes and Barrett. So the first two were just a single couple. In the book, like I mentioned, our main female character, Lourdes Diamond. She is a debutante. She and her family are considered royalty in the Manhattan elite society. Her mother is a bit overbearing, and she has planned and plotted out who she thinks Lourdes should marry and what she should do with her life after marriage. Lourdes, at this age, she's 23 now. She's getting tired of feeling like an accessory for her family. She's dying to define herself outside of her family's expectations, but every time she tries to, her brother and her mother shoot her down and tell her she's being silly. Main male character is Barrett Black. He is a self-made billionaire. Barrett is broody, protective, and emotionally guarded. He comes from an abusive home. So his father used to ridiculously abuse his sister, his mother, and him until one night, a horrific night. His sister and his sister gets permanently injured, and her mother is killed on one of those episodes by her father, and he blames himself for that, and he can't seem to let it go. Barrett is best friends with Lourdes' older brother, Connor, and Barrett really feels like he owes Connor a lot because it is Connor who encouraged him to start his own business construction and development firm. So he really feels like his success and all his power and everything is because of Connor's support of him. So he's very critical of what he thinks and does for his friend. So when the book opens, we are at Lourdes' debutante ball after party at a bar with her brother and their friends. Her fiancé has been missing for a little while, so she goes and looks for him. And again, this is the fiancé that her mother has chosen from him. And she finds him getting his lollipop licked in the back alley by somebody who is not her. She runs off. Of course, she's very upset, so she runs off and she runs into Barrett. And Barrett is just very concerned because he wants to know what has her so upset. She proceeds to tell Barrett what she has discovered, and he offers to give her a ride home. They are sitting in the car in front of her parents' house, and he is attempting to console her. And she decides this is the moment to make her move. I mean, she's had this crush on Barrett since her brother and him became friends, and so what better time than to look for a little bit of vengeance and something to make her feel better than trying something with Barrett. He unfortunately he buffs her. While he's very attracted to Lourdes, he doesn't feel like he's good enough for her and doesn't want to cross any lines because of that friendship with her brother. Because again, remember how that important is to him. We fast forward 5 years later, and Lourdes and her boyfriend are now fiance, another one her mother has picked for her, and all their friends, who are all apparently very wealthy because they plan to spend the summer partying and living up in the Hamptons. So obviously nobody has jobs. Once again, Lourdes catches her fiance banging another girl on the beach. Her mom's not doing so hot on this list of picking men for her. So Lourdes takes off, again, upset, calls her brother because she decides she doesn't want to stay at the house, but she does want to stay in Hampton. So she wants to try to figure out what she can do. Her brother recommends for the night going to Barrett's because it just so happens Barrett is in the Hamptons for business. So she goes there. What was supposed to end up being for a night turns into staying there all summer long. Lourdes is tired of being the perfect daughter and decides she's going to have the summer she desires, and that includes having an affair or a summer fling with Barrett, saying her brother doesn't need to know. After some time, he does eventually give in, and they begin a torrid summer fling of amazing sex. But as this relationship evolves, they begin to realize there's more to both of them and their relationship than just sex, as they discover that they make each other want to change and do better things in their lives. You definitely want to read the book so you can see for yourself how these two navigate their summer fling and what real life might look like after summer's over. I have a couple excerpts for you that I'm going to read. The first one is a little long, but it is Barrett and Lourdes are talking about her life and what's expected. Barrett has insinuated that she doesn't try hard enough with her family to change her outcome in her situation by telling her to try something different. So Lourdes says, "Try something different." She steps forward, so she was less than an inch from me. "Like this? What are you doing, Lourdes?" "Something different," she says, her voice thick. "Don't play with fire." Her eyes darkened. Fuck, if it weren't for her brother, I'd bend her over this counter and fuck her right here, right now. Get her out of my system and move on. "Why?" she asked, and her other hand trailed her fingers along my uh, mouth. With one hand, I cupped her face. "I'm warning you, dollface, don't." My hand dug into her hip while the weight of her thighs pushed into me. "I bet you like it rough," she said, sending my pulse to fucking Pluto. Who was this vixen, and where was the proper socialite? No one would ever fuck you like I would, but I promise you something. We'll never, ever go there. Your pussy's not worth all the trouble. She gasps, breaking the spell. She had me under. I dropped my arm from her hip and the hand that cradles her jaw. "Now, I'm late for work," I said, like the asshole I truly was. I knew no one had ever spoken to Lourdes this way. I also knew I had to say it for her to get over the silly crush she'd always had on me. Hurt her. That was the way to make her forget about me and the stupid infatuation. Now all I had to do was erase her blistering touch on my skin and tell my cock to forget about her. That's the first one. So she's trying, and he's like he's very torn, but he's also kind of mean because he wants her to get over this crush because he doesn't have the willpower to keep pushing her away. So
But now she sees him as a bad boy.
well, they do have what do they call him?
Like the
Hulk
guy.
Well, yeah, but after he rebuked her the first time, however you say it,
Rebuked,
whatever.
Rebuked is more of like a Catholic thing, I think.
Okay, well, when he rejected her the first time, she really got a very big dislike for him. So she started calling him and all her brother's other friends Hulk holes because they were all hulky, but they were huge assholes. So that's what she called them. I thought it was kind of funny. This next part is when she has finally begun to beat him down and he's given in to the sexual tension between them. Barrett says, "Stay still." With one hand, he slides my shorts off completely, leaving me exposed in front of him. He kneeled in front of me, smelling me between my thighs. He groaned. No one ever calls me a tease and gets away with it. The next thing I know, he plunged his tongue deep inside my folds. Holy fuck. I threw my head back. The sensation was fucking mind-blowing. My skin was lava hot, and he stroked me deeper and deeper with his tongue, taking my clit and circling it like a windmill. I groaned, the air disappearing from my lungs. "You taste delicious, dollface." I groaned again. My legs felt like jelly. My heart racing to oblivion. I looked down, but I wasn't dreaming. Barrett was between my thighs, fucking me with his delicious tongue. It's good, right? It's good. It's steamy. It's hot. And that's just like the very first scene. So they do get bigger and better. Let me open my laptop. I'm going to read you guys a couple of reviews of what other people thought about this book. So Gina in New York, get ready to be up all night reading. Steamy, hot page turning book. Lord and Barrett are absolutely fucking perfect for each other. Their story is loving, steamy, and you will find yourself rooting for their HEA. Absolutely love this book. You will quickly become obsessed, and thank God there is more. If you haven't read this book series, what are you waiting for? Happy ever after. Everyone needs a huck hole in their lives. So see, people think it's funny. The huck holes are hilarious. Then a different Amazon customer says, sexy and spicy with a great storyline. The book had me excited, you know where, during my whole airplane ride. It's so easy to read, and the story is fantastic. Finished it in a matter of hours, and I was thankful to have book 2, so I didn't need to wait to find out what was happening next. I mean, I think it's kind of weird that she put that in her review, but hey, to each their own. I think it's kind of funny. And lastly, Dragana Excelsius from overseas said, a great book. Enjoyed this book very much. Found it through Instagram Reels and wasn't disappointed. No, after the second book, hope it's as good as this one. So, a lot of people like this book. I think I am right along with them. My book review, my book thoughts, and overall ratings on the spice rating, I did give it 5 jalapenos. It is steamy, it is spicy, it is everything delightful, if you will. I also give it 5 stars. Forbidden Lust is a dual POV age gap. Forbidden romance, older brother, best friend love story with lots of steam. Kind of got a small preview. I found this book because it kept coming up on my Insta Reels as well. And after reading the synopsis, it sounded sexy as hell. So I decided to give it a go, and I'm super glad I did. Once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. I literally finished the book in one day. I loved Missy's character building for both the characters, but especially for Lourdes as she begins to see herself as more than just a pretty socialite and starts to stand up for herself, to her family, and challenge what they think and expect from her, as she becomes an adult. The book ends with an HEFN, which is happy for now, which is a new ending for me. I've never had a book end like that. Normally we end on a cliffhanger or an HEA. So when I discovered book 2 was the continuation of their story, I immediately grabbed it and read Forbidden Love. To get to the conclusion of their HEA. It was also very, very good, and they did a good second book with their story, their life back in Manhattan. So they're both really good books. Again, like last week, this book is not on Kindle Unlimited, but you can get her books with a small discount on her website, which is authormissywalker.com. She saves you about $1 per book less than Amazon, but she saves you even more, like a few dollars if you buy the bundle. So if you feel like you look at the books, you might want to read them, I would recommend buying the bundle versus I've been buying them individually for the first 2. I will probably buy the next 3 as a bundle. I encourage you to go out and check Missy's social media accounts. You can find her on Instagram as Missy Walker Author, TikTok as @Author Missy Walker, and on Facebook as Author Missy Walker. Go out and give her a follow. It's also a great place to check out what she's got coming up next. And so I would say if you read her books and you like her, definitely go check out what she has on her social media. Lastly, I'll tell you guys, if you're looking for a little fun, please go check out The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. That is the show I do with my boo. We always have a good time. Occasionally get a little obnoxious and dirty, but I think if you come and watch it, you'll enjoy it. So I hope we'll see you there. Thanks until next week. Have a great one. Love you. Bye.